Hi, I'm Jim Gordon, and you're watching Market 1 Minute. Joining us is Frank Holmes. He is the CEO and CIO of U.S. Global Investors, a former mining fund manager of the year, and a U.S. metals and mining top gun. Frank, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be with you.
Thanks again. Okay, tell us a bit about yourself and U.S. Global Investors.
U.S. Global Investors is an investment advisory group in San Antonio, Texas, that have a long 4 decades of experience investing in Canadian junior to big cap gold stocks. We are quantamentalists, is the operative word, that we apply both quantamental factors for picking the gold stocks, and then we go around and kick the tires, attend conferences, go to Africa, Latin America, go in the bush. We have geologists on board, so we're very active in the space.
And Frank, talk about the current state of the gold market in 2024.
Well, it's interesting. The gold is making all-time highs in many currencies. Historically, when it's just in the US dollar, it's a dollar issue with gold, and that's the fear trade. But something bigger is happening, and what I like to share with people is that 70%, a record number of people, will go to the election polls this year. That's almost 5 billion people. And governments have a propensity to apply MMT, modern monetary theory, which is basically print more money. And what we're seeing on that backdrop is gold rocketing up to all-time highs in the Japanese yen, the Chinese yuan, and the other famous Indian rupee, which is China and India combined, is 40% of the world's population, known affectionately as Chindia. So gold is making all-time highs. And we're seeing central banks also buying gold as a backdrop. So I think it's very bullish that it's not just the dollar, it is around the world.
And what factors will likely shape its future trajectory?
I think real interest rates going to negative, and the fact that rates look like they'll fall this next quarter, and that would automatically propel gold up to $3,000. And it's really quite conceivable over the next few years for gold to be at 4,000. I said several years ago I thought it'd be at 4,000. Now, based on the growth in the monetary base around the world, I think gold can easily be $7,000 to $10,000.
And Frank, how do gold royalty and streaming companies wield their influence in the market?
I was one of the first to really call that that whole journey of gold royalty companies and be on the ground floor of the creation of 2 of them. And it's because they have a superior business model. It's a beautiful, like a quant shop business model. And that gives them higher opportunities for higher income, operating profit, free cash flow. And institutional investors, in particular, are not the gold bug investor, but are looking at the quant math of financials. They love the gold royalty model. And that's why we see them showing up in a new fund formation of capital has been new royalty companies. And then the bigger ones are buying the smaller ones.
And Frank, what advantages do they offer investors amidst market volatility?
Well, I think you got to learn from the crypto kids. You buy the dip and you hold on for dear life. It's called HODL. And don't look for some negative story and dump your stock and find something negative. Don't just recognize you're in a secular bull market.
And what factors will sustain investor interest in gold mining stocks, and how do these align with investment strategies?
With a big cap to demonstrate free cash flow yield, there is a propensity in our analysis of those companies that show revenue growth on a per share basis that's greater than a year ago each quarter, that it's the non-gold fund manager that buys them and they outperform. And so it's that discipline of the big gold producers. And I think the boards of directors, I think senior management of the big gold producers are much more disciplined than in previous cycles. Now they're going to have to turn around and acquire to future growth. And we've seen some mega mergers this past year, like Newmont coming in. We've seen Agnico Eagle. So where they realize there's no big discoveries, they're going to have to buy their peers to maintain their growth prominence.
And finally, Frank, can you talk to us about the upcoming Mining Investment Conference and the value it brings?
I think it's just great that people came out last year with 600 people, both investors and industry participants, to come together and share ideas and information and really grasp where the Canadian mining scene is going. I was extremely impressed with last year, and I'll see you there this year.
Hope to do that, Frank. Frank Holmes, thanks as always for joining us.
It's great to be with you, and remember to look up, because that's how high gold can go.
Will do. Hi, I'm Jim Gordon. Thanks for watching this Market 1 Minute on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with other videos that we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click on this list to see other great videos from Market 1. And thank you again for watching.